of Wisconsin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Ranking Member and our witnesses. As you've all noted, votes have been called. So I think I just feel really compelled to get straight to the point. I might not even use up all my 5 minutes. One of the through lines that I have seen with all the questioning, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, and all of our witnesses, is that, the main reason that people don't pay child support is because they don't have access to opportunities and jobs. That, of course, we can always talk about the billionaire who has money that just won't pay, but that is not the case. It's for people who actually are low income and don't have money. And so I do have a question, and Ms. Thornton has waxed on about how important that's been in her success in Texas. So I want to ask you, Ms. Chestnut, because I've had some experience with you in Wisconsin. Um, I, I'm trying to understand how the reorganization at HHS, sort of the 500 people that have been, fired or retired out of the ASC where child support enforcement is done, and also a rule that is being proposed on rescinding the employment and training services for non-custodial parents in the child support space. How is that going to have, that being rescinded, what impact would that have on our ability to collect child support and also just to administer the program? I don't understand the reorganization.
Thank you, Congresswoman Moore. There has been talk of rescinding the employment and training rule, and a lot of work went into over many years giving the child support program the authority to draw down federal match for services related to employment and training. As I mentioned earlier, our programs have often worked in silos, and the partnerships that we've created, the networks that we've created with our TANF program partners have helped us to connect non-custodial parents with employment services that they aren't going to reach out to on their own because they quite honestly don't know where to go.
Mr. Chairman and Mr. Ranking Member, because all of the guys up here, all of you talked about that. This is at risk. Also, the pass-through policies. Wisconsin does it, because when Mr. Paul Ryan, remember him, used to be the chair of the Budget Committee, and I was on the Budget Committee from 2011 to 2015. The only amendment that ever passed the Budget Committee was a pass-through. Can you talk about recommendations that you have for making pass-through policies, because all states don't do it, financially feasible? I understand, Ms. Thornton, that this is a partnership, but some states absolutely, would be a failed state if they actually gave the child support money to their clients. Ms. Chestnut, do you have some recommendations for us?
I think that many states would support 100% pass-through. They simply aren't in a position to be able to afford the loss of revenue that because of they're having to pay the federal share of those collections. So a part of our proposal does provide for backfill for that lost revenue, but I think there is definitely support within the child support community for moving away from cost recovery and providing direct support. And research consistently shows that parents are much more likely to pay support if they know that it's going to their families and not to the government.
You heard that, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member. Okay, Mr. Gwen, it was hard to pronounce your name, but I was concerned about something that Ms. Chu talked about in terms of the domestic violence provisions in parenting agreements. I certainly think it's really important for non-custodial parents to be in touch with their parents, often men. And I think while it's okay to cut people's occupational licenses, passports, fishing license, hunting, we should not cut their ability to see their kids, if that's possible. But we do know that domestic violence is a real thing. And so this is why I think Ms. Chestnut, and I'm wondering, Ms. Thornton, would you agree that it's important to eliminate one of those silos and make sure that DV gets to be a part of discussions about visitation? Ms. Chestnut?
Thank you for the question, and absolutely agree. And we have put a lot of effort into making sure that we also in Wisconsin are providing training and building awareness.
Mr. Gwen?
Absolutely. You know, both Wisconsin and I think Texas received grants that look at this issue to try to identify what are the most successful procedures and protocols that ensure that DV is included in child support decisions.
And those fundings are at risk. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.